Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for choosing to practice with me today. I designed today's flow to really target and help strengthen our hips. So it'll be focusing on hip strength, but also hip mobility. Our hips take a lot of pressure. They are our main source often for holding stress and tension in the body. But they also are like one of our foundational pieces for our lower body. So, with strengthening our hip mobility and overall strength in the hip joints, we'll take a lot of the pressure from the knees and the ankles in walking, running, sitting. Overall, it will create a stronger lower foundation. So, I hope you enjoy today's flow. As always, take this practice as you please. I am simply just a guide, so if anything is not serving you today in your bodies, know that you can always take a step back, find rest. And if I'm guiding you through a posture that you'd like to explore further or take a fuller expression, please do so. As always, make this practice your own. Every challenge when you step on the mat with me is just to tune inwards, tune into your body. So see how it's showing up for you today and honor where it's at in this moment. Okay, so I hope you enjoy today's practice and I look forward to connecting with you.
Let's begin laying down on our backs in Supta Baddha, so reclined butterfly pose. Our knees will come out wide, soles of the feet together, and your arms can rest down by your side, or perhaps one on your heart and one on your belly. The closer your heels are to your sit bones, the more intense this stretch will be, so finding your depth here. And we'll begin to land, noticing the support of the ground beneath you, the points of contact that your body is making with the surface. Begin to bring awareness to the body, noticing maybe some areas where you're holding a little bit more tension. And as we start to move through our practice, moving the breath into these more stickier spots to encourage them to release throughout our practice. Begin to feel the rise and fall of your bellies, your chest. How is the breath flowing today? Is it stopping just past the top of your throat? Or is it traveling deep in the depths of your belly? Let's take a collective breath here together. Deep inhale, filling the belly, lungs and chest expand. And exhale, completely deflating here, falling heavier into the ground beneath you. Good. Another deep breath in. And a long exhale out. Let's start to engage our Ujjayi breath, where you'll bring a slight constriction through the back of your throat. And we'll take these deep and long breaths in and out through the nose. And on that exhale, creating a sort of humming sound with that slight constriction. So deep inhale through the nose here, filling up. And then exhale through the nose here with that slight constriction. Good. Take another round here. And exhale that out. On that next breath, moving the hands to the outside of your thighs to draw the knees back together and hugging the legs into your chest. Reverse child's pose. Begin to gently rock side to side, massaging the lower lumbar. And then come into wind reliever pose on the right. We'll hug the right knee into our chest, left leg will go long. Toes flex towards our face. Just move side to side in that hip. Maybe you rotate it in one direction and then the opposite for a few rounds. Warming into the right hip here. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Good. Option to stay or take half happy baby. Your right peace fingers will come to right toes, outside edge of the foot, or hand to shin, and continuing those rocks side to side, perhaps moving your left hand over your left hip to encourage it to stay towards the ground. Deep breath in, long breath out. Release the grip, hugging the knee back into your chest for a deep breath in, and then twisting into a supine twist here. Right knee draws to the left, right arm comes out into a T or cactus shape, and perhaps the gaze falls to the right. That left hand can just gently rest on the outside of your thigh to encourage that knee closer to the ground, finding your depth here for your twist. Breathe. Good, and on that next inhale, we'll draw that knee back into our chest. Left knee follows. Again, reverse child's pose, rocking side to side. Wind reliever on the left. Left knee hugs in, right leg goes long, toes flex towards our face, and begin to welcome in some gentle movements in that left hip. Breathing, moving with your breath. Letting the breath travel to the left hip joint. Option to stay or take half happy baby, where left peace fingers can come around our left big toe, hand to outside of the foot or to shin, and continue with those gentle rocks side to side. Right hand can gently place over the right hip to encourage it to stay planted. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Good. Releasing that knee back into our chest, giving it a hug, giving it a squeeze. Inhale here, and exhale, supine twist. That left knee draws to the right, gaze falls to the left, that left arm comes out into a T or cactus shape at 90. And just fall into the restorativeness of this pose here. Always the option to take a different supine twist if you prefer. And just finding your shape and falling heavy. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Next inhale, we draw the knees back to center. One last rock and squeeze side to side. Nose draws towards knees. We start to welcome in those rocks up and down the spine. And to create enough momentum to draw yourself up to your sit bones, roll over the knees, and come into a tabletop. Hips will stack over knees here, shoulders over wrists. And let's take several rounds of breath here, moving through some cat-cows, starting to bring some wave-like motions up and down the spine. Really moving intuitive with your body here. So taking any other twists or rocks side to side along the way, whatever really feels good. Feeling the breath move up and down the spine. Good. Let's take one more round here. And coming back to neutral, grounding down through those palms. Tucking the pelvis under, engaging the core to our spine. Good. And on that next breath, we'll reach and lift that right leg back, holding for the exhale. Inhale, we'll tap those toes over to the back left corner of our mat. And exhale, we'll kiss that right knee to our right tricep. Inhale, we reach and tap. Exhale, we squeeze. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, we squeeze. Let's do one more round here. This time on the inhale, letting that shin plant crossed over that left leg. And we'll sit those hips back in a cross-legged child's pose. Finding your depth here, not worrying too much if your sit bones don't reach your heels fully. And just melting the chest and forehead down to the ground. Breathing here. Perhaps noticing a stretch along the outside of your left glute, maybe into the right. Good, let's stay for one more breath. And on that next inhale, we'll draw forward, grounding down through the palms. Lift that right leg back and planting that knee down. Moving through a couple rounds of cat-cow here, just flushing out that side. Good, and coming back to our neutral. On that next breath, we lift that left leg back. Those toes tap to the back right corner. Exhale, we squeeze left knee to left tricep. Inhale, we reach and tap. Exhale, we squeeze. Inhale, we reach and tap. Exhale, we squeeze. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, we squeeze. Let's do one more round here. Good, and next time those toes reach back, the shin plants crossed over that right leg, and we sit back into a child's pose variation here. Perhaps noticing if one side is open more than the other, and noticing with curiosity rather than judgment, honoring the complexity between the differences in each side of our bodies. Deep breath in, long breath out. On that next inhale, we ground down through those palms. Left leg reaches back and knee plants next to right. Again, moving through some cat-cows here, just flushing out that side. Inhale to cow and exhale to cat. Good. Coming back to neutral, we ground down through those palms, toes tuck under. Beginning to push the ground away, we'll lift the knees an inch or two off the ground. Taking a deep breath in, staying for the exhale. One more deep breath in, feel the core start to fire. And exhale, we push those sit bones to the sky, downward facing dog. So maybe pedaling out through the heels, gentle twist side to side, just moving in whatever way feels good for you here. Good, deep breath in, settling on that exhale. Next, inhale, we'll draw ourselves forward to a high plank. Exhale, push the hips back. Inhale to a high plank. Exhale, we push those hips back. One more round here. And then landing in our down dog for a deep breath in, long breath out. We tiptoe those feet to meet our hands in a forward fold at the top of our mats. Hanging heavy once you arrive. Generous bend in those knees. Really landing here in our first forward fold of the day. Maybe rocking hips side to side. Your next inhale draws you to your halfway lift, flat back, palms to shins. Exhale, we fall forward. Inhale, we reach tall, extended mountain. Exhale, palms through heart center, eyes closed down. Coming to the breath here, I invite you to welcome in an intention for your practice. And then breathe that intention in with a long inhale. And then exhale, release with a sigh, releasing that intention into your practice, into existence. Fluttering open the eyes. I hope you all have a lovely practice today. Let's begin to flow. Next inhale, rise to your extended mountain. Exhale, fall forward. Inhale to your halfway lift, plant your hands, step back. From knees or toes, lower halfway or all the way down. Inhaling to your up dog or cobra, drawing through the core to push yourself back to your downward facing dog. Heels lift, knees draw wide, step or hop to meet your hands at the top of your mat. Fall forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, just fall. 2 more rounds. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, just fold. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we fall heavy. Next inhale draws you to your extended mountain. And exhale, we fall forward. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, we step back. Your choice, knees or toes, moving through your flow. Meeting me in down dog at your own pace. There's no rush here. Once you arrive, taking a breath. Next inhale, heels lift, knees draw wide. We step or hop to meet our hands at the top of our mat. Fall forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, just fall. Inhale, we lift halfway. Exhale, just fall. 1 more round here. Next inhale, we draw high, extended mountain. 1 more sun sal here, fall forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back from knees or toes, chaturanga. Inhale to your up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Landing for the breath. Next, inhale, right toes draw tall, 3-legged, keeping the hips square to begin. And then bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, we lift that knee higher. And exhale, drawing knee to nose as you step that foot through, coming to a low crescent lunge. Left knee drops to the ground, option to untuck the toes. Inhale, we lift those fingertips high. Landing on that exhale. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, we sweep our hips back, half splits. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, we sweep our hips back. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, we sit our hips back, this time landing here. Micro bend in that front knee, and we're flexing those right toes towards our face. Nose draws to knee, and noticing a stretch along the back of the right leg. Good. Taking a breath. And that next breath in will draw you forward, low crescent, arms reach. We take a breath in. We frame that front foot, lift the back knee, step back to your plank, and move through your flow. Maybe that right leg hovers, landing in your down dog. Deep breath in, long breath out. Next inhale, left toes reach tall, 3-legged, keeping the hips square to the ground to begin. And then bending the knee, opening the hip. Weight may draw into the right hand here. Inhale, that knee reaches taller to the sky. And exhale, we squeeze knee to nose as we step that foot through, coming to low crescent on the left. Strong foundation as we reach our hands tall to the sky. Deep breath in. Exhale, we sit those hips back, half splits. Inhale, we reach and lunge. Exhale, we sit back. Inhale, we reach and lunge. Exhale, we sit those hips back, landing in half splits, flexing those left toes towards your face, and drawing your nose towards your knee here. Finding your depth, squaring off the hips, so drawing that right hip forward as we're pulling that left hip back, and taking a deep breath in and a long breath out. Good. Next inhale, we lunge forward, arms reach, landing here. Deep breath in. Exhale, frame that front foot, step back and move through your flow. Maybe that left leg hovers. Landing in down dog. Taking a couple rounds of breath here once you arrive. Good. Inhale, right toes reach tall, three-legged. Exhale, squeeze knee to tricep, holding here. Really puffing through the upper back, lifting that knee higher up the tricep here, squeezing the core, and then controlled, we step that foot to the outside of our right hand, coming into a dragon lunge variation here. Just feeling this gentle rock through the hips. The movement is coming from the hips here, so we're moving back and forth, balancing on the back big toe. Always option to lower the back knee. Otherwise, staying tall. Good. Deep breath in, rocks you forward. Exhale, rocks you back. Taking a few more rounds of breath here. And then that right foot will shuffle between our hands. We'll ground down through all four corners of that right foot as we launch off the left to come into half splits. Squeezing through the left glute to feel that engagement, to lift that heel higher to the sky. Maybe you walk your hands towards that balancing leg. Maybe you grab onto the ankle. Really drawing that nose towards your knee. Let's take one more deep breath in. Really good work. Good. Next inhale, we rise to stork balance. That left knee will come to a 90 as we reach those arms tall. Finding your drishti, finding your gaze point, really rooting down through that right foot. And then we'll squeeze that left knee into our chest. Good. Maybe you open up that knee laterally. Keeping your gaze, holding your balance. And then option here to take tree pose. So that left sole of the foot will come to the inside of the right thigh or calf, or perhaps the toes just rest on the ground next to our right ankle. Hands can come to prayer or reach tall into full expression of our tree pose. We're pushing that left foot into our right thighs. We're pushing the thigh back into our foot. Good. One more deep breath in. Good. We draw that knee back towards our chest. And we step that left foot down, just releasing that here, giving yourself a shake, doing whatever you need to let that side go. And on that next inhale, extended mountain arms, reach tall. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And then plant your hands, step or hop back, move through your flow. And landing in down dog. Inhale, we lift those left toes tall. Exhale, we squeeze left knee to left tricep, really pushing the ground away here, core engage. And with control, we step that left foot to the outside of our left hand. Always option to lower the back knee here. Otherwise, we balance on that back toe as we start to rock back and forth in the hips. Good. Taking notice if this side feels different. Moving slowly here with your breath. A few more rounds. Good. Good. One more round here. Good. We'll walk that left foot in, grounding down through all four corners as we lean into that front foot and launch off the back, lifting the right heel towards the sky, squeezing that glute, really feeling that active engagement here. Maybe you walk your hands closer towards that balancing leg, drawing your knee towards your nose, squeezing that glute. You should feel it on fire here. Good. One more round of breath. And on that next inhale, coming to rise to your stork balance, that right knee comes to a 90, reaching those arms tall. Deep breath in, long breath out. We squeeze that knee into our chest. Find your drishti, keep your gaze point and balance here. Embracing any wobbles. Option to open the knee laterally. And then option to come into tree pose here. That right sole will come to the inner thigh, side of the calf, or gently resting those toes by your left ankle. Hands to prayer or reaching high into full expression. Finding your shape. Deep breath in. Really good. Long breath out. Next inhale, we draw that knee back to our chest, give it a squeeze, and then right foot meets left. Really good, everyone. Give your limbs a shake here, let that go. Next inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, fall forward. Inhale, halfway lift, plant your hands, your choice, flow, down dog, or rest here. And meeting me in down dog. Good. Next inhale, heels lift, knees bend. Coming forward, we'll step into our yogi squat. So feet will come mat distance, toes will point outwards, and we'll sit back into our hips here, finding your depth. Always the option to put a block underneath the sit bones here. And then hands to prayer, using your triceps and elbows to push your thighs outwards. Good. Coming into some gentle twists here, we'll plant that right hand as we reach that left hand tall. Exhale back to center. Inhale, left hand plants, right hand reaches. Exhale back to center. Inhale, left hand reaches. Exhale back to center. Inhale, right. Back to center, and moving through another round here at your own pace. Good. Landing back into Malasana. Deep breath in. Exhale, hands plant as we reach our tailbone to the sky, forward fold. Walking those feet back in under our hips. Next inhale draws you to your halfway lift. Exhale, just fall. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands plant. Step back to your high plank. Your choice, flow or straight to down dog. Taking a breath when you arrive. Next inhale, right toes draw tall. Bend the knee, open the hip, deep breath in. Exhale, squeeze knee to nose, holding here. Puffing through the upper back, really pushing the ground away. Feeling the engagement of the core here as you draw your knee closer and step that foot between your hands. We rise to high crescent. Finding our stability here. Checking in with that foundation. Deep breath in, maybe a slight back bend. And exhale, we sweep those arms as we lean the upper body. 2 more rounds just like that. Good, and on that third round, as you lean forward, you launch off that left foot coming into airplane pose. Really squeezing that left glute, that left leg becomes parallel with the ground, toes flex towards you. Option to stay, or arms can reach forward into full variation of warrior 3. Really engaging those glutes, core is engaged. Good. On that next inhale, we rise to our standing balance. Left leg goes out straight, toes flex towards our face. Inhale, we point. Exhale, we flex and reach taller. Inhale, we point. Exhale, we flex and reach taller. One more round. Good. Inhale to stork balance. We squeeze that knee into our chest. Cross that left ankle over our right and sit back into our standing pigeon. Really good. Hands stay at prayer. Perhaps we fly those arms by our side. Find your drishti, find your balancing gaze point. Maybe you sit back a little deeper on that exhale. Good. One more round of breath here. Good. On that next inhale, we rise back to stork and start to lean our upper body forward as we reach that leg back to airplane. And we slowly and controlled step that foot down. High crescent. Really good work, everyone. Arms reach tall. Deep breath in. Exhale, we frame that front foot, and your choice, flow or go straight back to down dog. Landing with a breath. Then coming to child's pose, knees will draw wide. We'll sit our hips back, resting the arms down, or perhaps reaching them back along the side of our body to give the shoulders a little bit of a break here. And connecting back with your breath. Feeling the effects of the challenge that came with that balancing sequence. Noticing how the hips are feeling here. Noticing if the breath has picked up in pace. Can you slow it down for these next few moments? Good. And slowly coming out of this, meeting back in down dog. Hips reach high. On that next inhale, left toes reach tall, three-legged. Bend the knee, open the hip, deep breath in. Exhale, we squeeze knee to nose and stay here, really pushing the ground away, drawing that knee even closer to your nose as you curl the spine, step that foot through, and rise to your crescent lunge. Hands reach tall. We land in our strong foundation. Deep breath in, maybe a slight back bend. And exhale, upper body leans as we sweep those arms back. 2 more rounds. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, we sweep. 1 more round here. As you lean forward, the weight comes into your front foot and we launch off our back leg. Airplane. Squeezing those glutes, flexing those right toes. Maybe coming into full variation of warrior 3, reaching those arms forward. Really squeezing those glutes, grounding down through that left foot, finding your gaze point. Good, deep breath in. Stay for the exhale. Next inhale, we come to our standing balance, straightening through that right leg, flexing those toes. Inhale, we point. Exhale, we flex and lift higher. Inhale, we point. Exhale, we flex and lift. Good. 1 more round here. And then inhale, we squeeze that knee into our chest, coming to stork balance. Cross that right ankle over our left leg and sit back into standing pigeon. Hands to prayer, or perhaps the arms fly, finding whatever variation of this shape. And keeping your gaze point, maybe sitting the hips lower on every exhale. And notice the opening through the right hip, the right glute. Stay for 1 more breath. Next inhale, we rise back to stork. As we lean our upper body forward, coming into airplane, and gently and slowly stepping those right toes back to our high crescent lunge. Landing here, taking a deep breath in. Exhale, we frame that front foot, step back, flow or down dog. Slowing it down here. Taking a long and deep breath in. Exhale. Coming down to your shins, sitting back towards your heels. Hands can rest on your thighs or perhaps over your heart, just reconnecting with the breath here. Coming back to your intention for your practice. And tuning into the body. How's it feeling compared to the start? Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale with a sigh, let it go. Good, and then coming into frog pose here, we'll draw the knees wide. It might be nice to fold your mat under for some extra cushion. Those feet will point outwards, toes flex towards our face, and legs will stay parallel here. Hands under our shoulders, or perhaps you come down to your forearms or forehead can meet the ground, finding your depth here. And just landing in this beautiful stretch. And breathing, moving the breath to your groins, your inner thighs. Breathing through any discomfort as long as there's no pain. Good. Let's take 3 more long rounds of breath here. Another 2. And last 1. If you're down on your forehead or forearms, slowly rising, grounding down through the palms. Lifting yourself out of this pose, shimmying the legs back together, coming onto our back bodies. Knees will stay bent, feet hip distance apart, moving through some glute bridges, grounding down through the lower back, tucking the tailbone under. On that next inhale, squeeze those glutes, ground down through the feet, and lift your hips to the sky. Exhale to a hover, an inch or 2 off the ground. Inhale, we squeeze and lift. Exhale to a hover. Inhale, we lift. Exhale to a hover. Inhale, we lift. Exhale to a hover. 2 more rounds here. And on this next round, holding high. So holding our bridge pose here, we're squeezing those glutes, really grounding down through the feet. Feel this back bend. Maybe you shimmy your shoulders underneath your back body, interlacing your fingers. Extending this back bend and opening your chest even more to the sky. Taking a deep breath in. Long breath out. Good. 1 more inhale. And on that exhale, we slowly lower to the ground. Hips meet the ground last. Feet come mat distance apart. Knees fall together. Start to gently drop your legs in a windshield wiper motion, side to side. Just releasing the lower back, releasing any tension in the hips. Few more rounds, side to side. And when that's good for you, coming to neutral and taking a figure 4 position. So we'll ground down through that left foot, right ankle will cross over left knee, and you can stay here or you can reach to bind behind the left thigh for thread the needle. Upper body and head will release back down onto the mat as you draw your legs closer into your chest. Maybe you rock side to side. Breathe in here. Slowing your practice down. Couple more breaths. Good. Next breath. Left sole will plant. Right ankle will stay crossed over as we let the legs fall to the right. So right heel is hooked over that left thigh as long as it's not on the knee joint. And perhaps your gaze turns to the left. Start to notice a stretch along the front hip flexor, the front of the left hip, and a gentle twist along the spine. Deep breath in, long breath out. Next breath, knees draw back to center. Right leg crosses completely over the left, and we'll let the knees fall to the left this time. Supine twist. Arms can come out into a T, and the gaze may fall to the right. Again, option to take any other supine variation if you prefer a different one. Just falling heavy here into the restorativeness of this pose. Moving the breath up and down the spine, into the hip, into the glute. Good, deep breath in, long breath out. Next inhale, knees draw back to center, and we'll switch sides. Right sole will plant, left ankle crosses over right knee, staying in figure 4, or option to reach behind the right thigh and come into thread the needle, releasing the upper body and head as you draw those legs closer to your chest, and inviting any gentle movements side to side, keeping those left toes flexed here. Drawing the breath into the hips and glutes here, releasing the tension. Couple more rounds of breath here. Good, releasing that right sole down, keeping the left ankle crossed over, and we'll let the knees drop to the left. That left heel is hooked over the right thigh as long as it's not resting on the joint, and our gaze will fall to the right this time. Noticing the stretch along the front right hip flexor. Falling heavy here. Letting the breath and gravity do the work for you. Good, and the next inhale, we'll draw back to center. Cross that left leg completely over the right as the knees fall to the right. Supine twist, gaze will fall to the left, finding your shape, finding your depth. Deep breath in, long breath out. Next inhale, knees draw back to center. We give them a hug and squeeze into our chest, drawing our nose towards our knees, curling up into a ball. And then option for happy baby. Peace fingers to big toes, outside edges of the feet, or hands to shins as we reach our feet towards the sky and draw our knees into our armpits. Rocking side to side, becoming really playful with this. Releasing any last tension in the glutes and hips, lower back. And one last squeeze of our nose to our knees as we hug our knees into our chest. And I welcome you to take any last moves that your body is craving before falling into your final rest, your shavasana, where your legs can come out long and arms can rest by your sides. Landing heavy here, releasing any work, releasing the breath, releasing every little micro muscle from the tips of your toes up through the feet to your ankles, your shins, your calves. Knees fall heavy. Relaxing the thighs, the hips, the pelvis, the glutes. Releasing the abdomen, the lower back, mid back, upper back. Chest and shoulders fall heavy. Arms completely let go. Releasing the neck, jaw, the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Maybe your lips come slightly ajar. Releasing the cheeks, the ears. The eyes fall back into their sockets. Relaxing every little micro muscle across the forehead, into the scalp. And letting the body just completely melt into the support of the ground beneath you. And honoring these last few moments of your practice just as much as the movement we just did. Making this rest sacred, warm, and supportive. Knowing that you still have a few more moments for yourself here. So letting go and just being here now in this moment, knowing that I will guide you back when the time is right. Slowly, slowly, start to welcome in some really gentle movements back into the body. Maybe you wiggle the toes, touch the thumbs at each finger one by one. Maybe you rock the head side to side. Start to draw in some breaths. Maybe reaching the arms overhead and pointing through the toes. Big morning stretch. To hug the knees in and fall into fetal position on your favorite side. Using the bottom arm as a pillow, resting there for a moment. Taking notice of the effects of this practice and how that's settling in your body. At your own time, using your hands to lift yourself up to an easy seat. Your legs can come crossed out in front of you, eyes can remain closed. Ground down through those sit bones, lifting the crown of the head to the sky. Hands come to rest over your heart, maybe gently starting to massage the chest here as we send in love and gratitude for making the time to show up on our mats here today to connect deeper with ourselves and community. Releasing the hands to prayer, gentle bow down, finding gratitude for this practice, for this space, for this ability to practice together. Moving our palms to our third eye, the space in between our eyebrows. Thank you so much for trusting me and guiding you through your practice today. I hope you can take something with you off of your mats, whether that's ease, challenge, or breath. May the love enlighten me, shine through to the love, enlighten you. I bow to you. Namaste. Thank you so much for choosing to practice with me today. Please leave me a comment and let me know how you're feeling. I always love connecting with you and hearing about what resonated throughout your practice. If you're craving a certain type of flow or wanting other mindfulness practices like breath work or meditation, please let me know. I'm always open to suggestions and feedback as I continue to grow my library of content for you. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and check out this yummy little spinal flow. This short 20-minute practice will feel so good on the spine as you start to move with the breath and release any built-up tension or energy. I've also linked my Instagram page below if you'd like to connect with me through there. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, sending you so much love and light. Until next time.